Hey everybody, I'm back. This video is arguably the most exciting one so far. It's been a long process to get here, but spoiler alert, we got to haltering. So thumbs up for that, like it for that. Ranger's doing so good. Here's the process we did. Of course, I had to break it down into many steps as I do with Ranger. One thing I did do that was different, I hadn't seen any other trainers use this, but I started with hay string. Um, Normally you'll like throw the rope over the back and desensitize them to that, but the lead rope, I just had a feeling and I knew it was going to be too much for him, so I started with hay string. And I was right because he did a big reactions just to the light little feel of the hay string. So we desensitized with hay string. I practiced putting hay string just around his nose and holding it like a halter would. We did that way before we ever got to the halter. And then when we did get to the halter, it was perfect. He didn't even react. He was just, I know what to do. This is acceptable. I've practiced this before. So watch and enjoy. So this is me starting with the hay string. I'm swinging it over his neck, over his body, and typically with a Mustang trainer you do this with a lead rope, but like I said, I knew he would flinch and think it was too much pressure, so we started with hay string. This is not even the first day that I started with the hay string. This is already several days in, but if I included clips from every day, this video would be super long and super boring. So I'm holding it around his neck, having it rub on his neck from the top side, from the underside, feeding him treats now and then, and hay. I really try to now restrict the treats to something big, or something new, to make that a positive association. So you can see I'm kind of holding it and then I pull it off again. We do this both sides, of course, swinging it over, swinging it back. Here we go again. Swinging over, having it be on both sides, because horses, they see like out of the sides of their face. So if you're on one side and then they feel action or movement on the other side, that can be startling for them because they're used to feeling the movement on the side they see you on. So then they get scared about what's on the other side and I don't see anything there. So it's always good to do it on both sides, from both sides. So here I go, I'm just holding the hay string in a bit of a loop, putting around his nose so he can feel pressure, and feeding him treats at the same time that he's feeling the pressure, making it a really big reward so he doesn't freak out and he thinks that it's worth it to him. Hold that there, and then the treats stop when I take the hay string away. So that's basically the basics of positive reinforcement. And here we have started to move on to the actual rope halter. And I'm going to do the same movements that I did with the hay string. Like I said, that clip you just saw was not the first day of hay string, so we worked with that quite a bit to get him up to this point. But you can see this is the first time with him having a rope halter on him, and he's not even reacting. So we did good getting him desensitized so that when we moved on to something different, he would be able to accept it. This is another day, and yet again I have to zoom in so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I do need to set up a proper tripod, so you can see this is just our outdoor camera we have set up recording this. So now we're progressing from just putting it over the nose to putting it over the nose and the neck and doing it up, and then leaving him with it on just for short intermissions of time, giving him lots of breaks. This was a really neat moment. So I had given him a break, taken off the halter, and he actually comes over to me to indicate that he would like some more halter / treats. So he comes look at me, and then he actually turns back and nudges the rope hanging from the tree that has the halter on, and then he comes over and sees if he can get treats just for nudging that. So I did reward him for coming up to me of his own free will, and then I go and get the halter to put that on. So like from that first video 2 videos ago where I was talking about liberty haltering, so this is him knowing he'll get a reward if he puts the halter on, so he can choose if he wants to have the halter on and get a reward. So when he does that and he comes looking up for treats, I just grab the halter, put it on, and then he gets treats. And of course we're weaning down and increasing criteria, so he gets less treats just for basic haltering, and now he gets more treats for leaving it on and standing still, etc. So you can see he's still a little nervous when I tie it up. He's quite ear shy, and he always has been, so that's something we're still working on. So I tie it up mostly just halfway around his neck a little, so it's not very tight, but I make sure that he's not going to get into any trouble, and if he went to ran off and get a hoof stuck in it or something. So we're out here in the rain working on it, but this was the start of our leading as well. So I just walk over, and I'm just not even really pulling on the rope, just kind of tugging or wiggling it a little. Because it's a rope halter, there's the 2 knots on either side of the nose, so he can feel the pressure right away. I don't even really have to touch it. So just wiggling it, and when he turns his face, I give him the reward and praise. This day, I really worked on letting Ranger explore with the halter on, just trying to walk around, giving him slack, just so he gets used to it being on his face, let alone having pressure, being pulled in different ways.
Yeah, I know. It's uncomfortable. Good job.
And that's going to be it for this video. Give it a like if you are excited about Ranger's progress. Next steps for us will be leaving the halter on while I'm not in the pen, and then leaving the halter on with the lead rope attached. So that'll definitely be interesting to watch. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.